All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're tackling a topic that so many parents struggle with, childhood meltdowns. But we're going to look at them through a completely new lens. We're going to figure out what's really going on when they happen, and more importantly, how you can become that calm, steady anchor your child so desperately needs in their storm.
I mean, does this sound familiar to you? That moment when your child just completely melts down over something that seems, well, tiny. It could be itchy socks, right? Or suddenly not wanting to leave the house, or that full-on collapse in the middle of a noisy grocery store. And you're just left there feeling totally exhausted, confused, probably asking yourself, what am I doing wrong here?
Okay, first things first, and I really want you to hear this. You are not failing. Seriously. Your child isn't broken and you're not a bad parent. What's happening is really just a signal, a big flashing sign that it's time to look at their behavior through a totally different lens. Think of it as a nervous system lens. So let's start to unravel this whole meltdown mystery together. The very first step? It's all about reframing what we think we know about so-called bad behavior. And this right here? This is the core idea, the big shift. So much of what we might label as, defiance or manipulation or even a character flaw, it's actually just a child's nervous system literally screaming for help. I love this saying, they aren't giving you a hard time, they are having a hard time. Big difference. There's a name for this. It's called a sensory storm. Here's a great way to picture it. Imagine your child's nervous system is like a bucket. Every little thing, every sound, every texture, every demand from you, it all adds a drop of water. Well, for some kids, especially sensitive ones, that bucket fills up and overflows really, really fast. And that spillover, that's what we see as a meltdown. It's not a choice they're making, it's a biological response.
Okay, so if this behavior isn't just about discipline, then what is it? Think of it like a broadcast. It's a signal, a form of communication coming from a little body that feels completely overwhelmed and, frankly, unsafe.
This next part is, well, it's a game changer. It's the huge difference between a tantrum and a meltdown. See, a tantrum is kind of like a performance. There's a goal, the child wants something, they might even peek to see if you're watching, to see if their strategy is working. But a meltdown, oh, that's a flood. The child is completely lost in that nervous system storm we talked about. They aren't looking for a reaction, they are in pure survival mode.
So, have you ever wondered why you just can't reason with a child in the middle of a meltdown? It's because their logical brain, what scientists call the upstairs brain, or prefrontal cortex, has literally gone offline. It's temporarily shut down. The brain's alarm system is completely taken over, and that's exactly why logic, lectures, and threats are absolutely useless in that moment.
All right, so if you can't talk them out of it, what do you do? The answer is something called co-regulation. And this isn't just a nice idea, it's a science-backed solution. It means your calm, regulated nervous system acts like an external anchor for their chaotic one. Your calm literally helps their brain and body find the way back to feeling safe.
Which brings us to the most powerful tool in your entire toolkit. And it's not some fancy strategy or a perfect script. It's you, your presence.
This quote from L.R. Knost just says it all, doesn't it? When little people are overwhelmed by big emotions, it's our job to share our calm, not join their chaos. You can't co-regulate if you're co-escalating, right? So the big takeaway here is that you staying centered, that's not a luxury. It is the intervention.
So how do we actually do this? Well, there's this really simple, powerful framework called the Calm Child Code. It's a 3-step path. Step 1, calm yourself. Step 2, calm the environment. And step 3, calm the child. Did you notice what comes first? You. Before you can even think about calming the child, you have to calm yourself, and then their surroundings.
Okay, let's talk about that second step, calming the environment. Because so often, a child's behavior is a direct reaction to what's going on around them. A room that feels totally fine to you might actually feel like a sensory battlefield to them. And the solutions can be so simple. You don't need to go and overhaul your entire house. We're talking about small things, like just dimming the lights, or turning off the TV that's always on in the background. Maybe creating a little cozy, safe space with some soft pillows and a blanket. Sometimes that's all it takes to help their little nervous system finally take a breath and exhale.
And that brings us to the final step in the code, calming the child themselves. The mantra to remember here is connect before you correct. The goal is not to fix the behavior right then and there. The goal is to offer a lifeline, a connection.
And here's a great little tool for that moment, the CALM framework. C is for connect,
Connect with your presence, not your words. Get down on their level, soften your face. A is for assess. Quickly scan the environment. What are the sensory triggers? L is for label the sensory need you think is hiding underneath. Are they needing to move their body? Are they trying to escape a loud noise? And M is for match the support to that need. Maybe it's a deep pressure hug, a quiet moment, or handing them a fidget toy, not as a reward, but as a tool to help them regulate.
So when you put this all together, what's your new role? Think of yourself as the lighthouse. You can't stop the storm, and you definitely don't sail out into those chaotic waves with your child. Your job is to stand firm, to stay grounded, and to be that steady, guiding light that shows them the way back to the safety of the shore.
And so I want to leave you with this one final question to think about. Instead of always asking, how do I make this stop? Try asking a different question. What is this behavior trying to tell me? Because when you can shift from being a judge to being a detective, from being an enforcer to being an interpreter, you don't just change a difficult moment. You change your entire relationship. And that is the real map to turning distress into success.